Right now on News 3, police release new information about the homicide this week in Beloit. Plus, a local family's connection to a new feature film about foster care adoption. And later, a look at some of the Black Friday events going on in Madison today, including at Dane County Humane Society.
This is News 3 at 6.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll get to those stories in just a minute, but first, all eyes are on Sunday right now as a winter storm heads in our direction. That could have a major impact on thousands of people heading back from Thanksgiving. Let's go right to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti in the Weather Center with our first alert forecast. Gary?
Charlotte, we've been watching this for the last few days, and boy, there still are more questions than answers. I wish I could give you a perfect forecast and say this is exactly what's going to happen, but there are some signs that the computer model forecast may be changing a little bit. So we have an alert day in the forecast for Sunday for about 1 to 4 inches of snow during the day, heaviest amounts south and east of Madison, and maybe an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow on Sunday night. Again, the best chances for heavier snow will be south and east of Madison. That's why a winter storm watch is in effect from 6 a.m. Sunday morning until midnight Sunday night for Milwaukee, southwestward into the Rockford, Illinois area, and then into much of eastern and southeastern Iowa and west central Illinois. Right now, that watch does not include Dane County. We would be on the northern fringes of the storm with that. It would have a pretty sharp cutoff of snow to the north, but right now, the thinking from our local computer model, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4 to 5 inches of snow over southeastern Wisconsin, depending on whether or not some rain mixes in there. That computer model says that there will be. If it doesn't, then the amounts will be closer to 7 or 8 inches. Visible cloud track shows a quiet day today. The clouds have been moving in, and the rain has just started moving into southern Wisconsin. You can see this on Doppler track, but right now not seeing any snow mixed in as temperatures are in the 40s. Right now, low temperatures this morning started out in the lower 30s. High temperatures so far today right around 50. Here in Madison, just shy of that, but many locations touch the 50-degree mark, and current temperatures are in the middle 40s, especially in the areas where the rain is starting. Wind chills are in the upper 30s. By tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to be in the upper 30s. There could be a few flakes of snow north of Madison. Otherwise, just look for rain showers to end early in the day tomorrow. The rest of the day should be dry with a high of 42, but again, I'll have more information on that winter storm in a few minutes.
Thank you, Gary. In Beloit, we now know the name of the suspect in a murder investigation from this week. The Beloit Police Department identified him as 20-year-old Ezequiel Acosta. He's been arrested in connection to the shooting death of 49-year-old Jose Reyes Wednesday night. Reyes was shot inside a home on Harrison Avenue around 8:15. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. According to a news release, the firearm that investigators believe was involved in the shooting was recovered at the scene. Police say there were no additional suspects and there is no ongoing threat to the neighborhood. A missing 16-year-old girl from Illinois is possibly in Wisconsin. Authorities are giving us an update on the search for Amanda Perrier. She was last seen leaving a high school in Elmhurst, Illinois around 10 a.m. November 14th. Authorities say she may be in Wisconsin and is not believed to have a cell phone. Police have now determined several reports of shots being fired this morning in Middleton were actually fireworks being set off. This happened in the North Lake and Bishops Bay neighborhoods right around 2 a.m. Police initially said the loud noises were gunshots, but this afternoon they say thanks to many people contacting them, they learned that that was not the case. Officials with Baraboo School District say free speech rights would make it difficult to discipline students who appeared in the controversial photo that surfaced this month. Superintendent Lori Miller said in a letter to parents Wednesday that officials cannot know the, quote, intentions in the hearts of those involved. She also said the district isn't in a position to punish the students because they are protected by the First Amendment. The new movie Instant Family, starring Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne, gives a glimpse into the lives of those who foster and adopt. It is loosely based on the experience of its writer-director, along with several other foster families, including one from our area. Madeline O'Neill is here to explain this local tie.
So it's cool how this all comes together. The movie's writer and director is Sean Anders. He's from DeForest and ended up fostering and adopting kids of his own. Instant Family also borrows from other foster families' stories, including the Prosches, who are currently living in DeForest.
We knew that we were destined to be parents. We just didn't know like how or when.
Shannon and Ben Prosh's family wasn't so instant.
It was a little bit more difficult than we had thought.
It took years of trying to have children, then the eventual process of becoming foster parents.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a whole new purpose.
To permanently bring 3-year-old Bree into their lives.
She's the highlight of our day.
After fostering 3 children, Shannon and Ben officially adopted Bree in May of 2017.
She's super smart, maybe too smart for her own good. A little sassy, very funny.
Along the way, they learned from Ben's sister and brother-in-law, who fostered and adopted 3 kids of their own.
It was terrifying to us, but we met this girl and we met her brother and sister, and we decided that we would just sort of jump off that cliff because they seemed really great.
That experience laid the foundation for Ben's brother-in-law, Sean Anders, to write and direct the new movie Instant Family.
Throughout the entire movie, him and I kind of kept looking at each other, and there were tears, and there's laughter, and there's like, yep, nodding our heads in agreement of what was happening.
The movie draws from the experiences of several foster families, including the Proshes.
There's a lot of connections.
There's a lot of connections between the aunt and uncle in the movie and us.
Shannon and Ben hope the movie encourages fostering and adoption and serves as a reminder you don't have to be perfect to make a difference.
Anybody can do this.
They say while not all families are instant, this one is worth it.
Definitely was worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it, for sure.
Foster parents are always in high demand. Ben and Shannon encourage anyone thinking about it to just attend a few meetings and ask a few questions. We'll have more information on how to get involved in Dane County on our website, too.
Maybe even just go see that movie.
Yeah, right.
Why not?
It's a good idea.
Thank you very much, Mary.
You're welcome.
All right, new tonight at 6, the Edgewater has been named one of the best college town hotels in the country. This review was posted in USA Today. Located just blocks from the university and right on Lake Mendota, the paper says it beams with Badger pride. It has its own ice rink, marina, and offers a ton of game day extras. A few other cities also on this list: St. Louis, Missouri, Berkeley, California, Ithaca, New York, and South Bend, Indiana.
3, 2, 1.
That sure is beautiful. Speaking of the Edgewater, the 5th annual holiday tree lighting ceremony is happening there right now. It began at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and the lights just went on about 5 minutes ago. The event is free to anyone and includes a visit from Santa, crafts, and performances by local choirs. In Janesville, they're kicking off their 2018 Holiday Light Show at the Rotary Botanical Gardens tonight. Tickets are available online or at the door. The doors opened at 4:30, and the last ticket will be sold at 8:30, and those lights go on at dark at 9. We will have more on this event tonight on News 3 at 10. Black Friday sales are front and center all over Madison today. Dane County Humane Society was no exception, with $15 off dog adoptions and $10 for cat adoptions. Today is one of the busiest days for them. Jamie Perez takes us there to meet one pup who's been there longer than most and needs a home this holiday season.
In the midst of the craziness that's synonymous with Black Friday, going shopping is a staple on a day where you're guaranteed a pretty good steal. But if you're looking for a different type of steal, how about one that steals your heart?
People who do want to get away from kind of the crazy Black Friday shopping to come on in, visit with some animals in need, and maybe they'll fall in love.
Falling in love with your retail purchases is a temporary feeling, but falling in love with a new family member will last a lifetime, even if they're a little bit silly and want to mess with your interview.
We're just going to sit right there.
Let's do some introductions.
And I am the Public Relations Coordinator at Dane County Humane Society. And yes, you are Bucky.
Bucky is who we're here for.
He originally came to Dane County Humane Society from an overcrowded shelter down in Arkansas. He was adopted and unfortunately had to come back to Dane County Humane Society when there's some health issues in his family.
This holiday season, Bucky needs a new home. He's been here for several months now, one of the longest at this shelter.
Undergoing treatment for heartworm. It's something that can sound a little scary, but it's something that we're treating. But he's looking for a special family that can kind of keep an eye on that in the future.
He's not perfect, but he could be the perfect steal for you. In Madison, Jamie Perez, WISC News 3.
Dane County Humane Society is open until 7 o'clock tonight if you want one last chance to take advantage of their Black Friday sales. Still ahead tonight, it is all about holiday shopping. We'll check out some other Madison Black Friday events when we come back. The majority of consumers call Black Friday overwhelming, according to a new Harris poll. 60% of shoppers plan to skip Black Friday altogether this year. Instead of the traditional rush at brick and mortar stores on the day after Thanksgiving, most customers will instead take advantage of Cyber Monday deals. But this shopping shift doesn't mean businesses are missing out on cashing in, as shoppers are still turning out today in droves.
We made shirts because that just makes Black Friday all the more fun. We've been shopping together this way for about 15 years. These two are my cousins, those two are sisters, and it just makes the day that much more exciting. We've been skipping through the mall and having fun in lines that most people would be annoyed with.
The majority of shoppers are millennials between the ages of 20 and 30. While many shoppers hit the malls and big box stores or even surf the web, a group of Madison handmakers presented an alternative today. The Black Friday Madison Makers Market showed that when it comes to holiday sales, these local entrepreneurs can get crafty too. Chris Lewinberg reports.
And the comb helps distribute the oil throughout the beard.
Bespoke bushy beards might be big business this Black Friday.
I always thought I'd look, mildly okay with one.
At least that's what Alex Click hopes.
Sales numbers, just foot traffic.
This is just the second market that he has sold his home-crafted beard oils at.
Start with the base and work yourself out.
But when it comes to holiday sales, he knows what he's up against.
It's a little bit intimidating, you're not sure what to do, but I feel more comfortable the second time around, and I'm sure it just gets easier from there.
So does Sarah Tompto, which is why she started the Madison Maker Market last year.
The community loves to support their teachers and their neighbors and the people creating these items versus going out to some big store and the money moving out of the community. shopping the handmade keeps it in the community, and it's really great.
She says that for these entrepreneurs, holiday sales can be make or break.
You do feel pressure to make sure that you're getting enough sales. There's a lot of makers here who this is their full-time job. And so they're taking care of their kids during the day and making at night after their kids go to bed.
But they have something no big box retailer could replicate.
Makers prefer to shop local. You're going to want to support your other makers because you know you're supporting someone that you know versus supporting someone you don't know.
And this bearded businessman couldn't agree more.
I think it's still important to have that face, to the brand and just that local community support.
For News 3, I'm Chris Lewinberg.
And this is the second year of the Madison Makers Black Friday Market, and attendance was up. Still ahead tonight, Badgers basketball in action this afternoon. We'll have those highlights and previews of the Minnesota-Wisconsin and Packers-Vikings border battles. That's coming up in sports.
And in weather, we're watching a winter storm, at least for Sunday and Sunday night. We'll tell you how much snow to expect and where's the greatest chances of seeing the heavier snow in just a few minutes.
Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us now from the backyard patio with a look at your forecast. And Gary, everybody's really concerned about Sunday.
Yeah, we have some rain moving through tonight. I don't think it'll cause any travel problems at all. Temperatures will be above freezing, and tomorrow should be dry for much of the day. But as we take a look at an alert day that we have in the forecast for Sunday and Sunday night, it is for about 1 to 4 inches of snow during the day and an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow at night. Both time periods, I think the heavier snow, at least for right now, appears to be south and east of Madison, over southeastern Wisconsin toward Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha, and then down toward Rockford, Illinois, back toward the Quad Cities in northwestern Illinois. This is kind of my thinking right now. About 1 to 3 inches in Dane County, 3 to 6 inches south and east of Dane County down toward Janesville, and maybe 6 inches or more away from Lake Michigan, and then from basically north central Illinois farther to the south and west. Now, again, these computer models have been shifting back and forth a little bit north and south. Right now, there they've been a little farther south and they're starting to come back north, so these amounts could go up a little bit. But the main message to get here is if you're traveling north on Sunday, that's the area where you probably get into the least problems, especially into north central Wisconsin, where you probably will be out of the snow. There'll be a pretty sharp cutoff on the northern edge. But if you're traveling to the south or southwest, boy, you want to keep a very close eye on the forecast, maybe either delay your travel or leave early to miss the bulk of the storm. And that's why you can see where I put those heavier snow totals, that's where winter storm watches are in effect from Milwaukee back toward Rockford and the Quad Cities in northwestern Illinois to Des Moines, Iowa, and southward. Now, the computer model is just updating their snow potential, and this is from the latest local computer model, and it's showing this amounts coming back northward a little bit and also increasing a little bit. So that's kind of interesting to see. The European computer model, which on Wednesday was calling for almost a foot of snow in Madison, has shifted way to the south. It's now the southernmost computer model. The North American mesoscale, that's also in the process of updating. It looks like it's starting to come back northward a little bit more, with maybe as much as 6 inches just south of Milwaukee and about 1 to 3 inches in the Madison area. And the GFS computer model also in the process of updating, showing about 6 inches here in Madison and heavier amounts to the south and west. So you take those all together and you kind of come up with a consensus forecast, and I'll show you that graphic again at the end, what I'm thinking. Doppler track right now, you can see rain showers moving to southwestern Wisconsin. No lightning in there, but no snow either, so that's good news. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Pretty quiet out there right now. No rain in the Madison area. High today, 49 degrees after starting out at 31. It's nice to see temperatures almost 10 degrees above normal, but right now we're sitting at 44 degrees. Skies are mostly cloudy. Winds are out of the south at 14 miles per hour. So our forecast for tonight includes a winter storm watch for areas south and east of Dane County from 6 a.m. Sunday morning until midnight Sunday night. Tonight, 38 for an overnight low temperature, cloudy and breezy with rain showers. Could be mixed with a little snow well north of Madison. Tomorrow, any rain showers will end early, otherwise cloudy, breezy, and colder with a high of 42. Future track takes those rain showers through late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Should be dry for much of the day tomorrow. Then tomorrow night, also dry with cloudy skies, but you can see that rain and snow near the Illinois state line and mainly snow across the rest of our viewing area. That moves through on Sunday and continues into Sunday night. And here's, again, my thinking, about 3 to 6 inches south and east of Dane County, 1 to 3 inches Dane County and to the southwest and northeast, and lesser amounts to the north and west up toward the Dells. Otherwise, 7 to 10-day forecast, those temperatures get colder after the snow ends. Highs only in the 20s Monday through Wednesday. We could see a snow shower chance Thursday and Friday, and temperatures back in the 40s by the following weekend.
An old friend comes back to help hand the Badger men's basketball team its first loss of the season. The story from the Bahamas coming up in sports. Last year, the Badger men's basketball team played Virginia, scored only 37 points. Today, in the final of the battle for Atlanta's championship at the Bahamas, they scored a few more points, but alas, not enough. Tony Bennett's team has won a regular season tournament championship each of the last 6 years, and they did it again today, although the Badgers gave Virginia a run. Ethan Happ had another double-double. His blocked shot set up a basket at the other end. Happ finds Khalil Iverson down low and one. The Badgers within 5 late, but watch Iverson steal the ball from behind. He can't hang on to it, though. Virginia gets it back. DeAndre Hunter ends up with a layup. Hunter has 20. Virginia wins, and this is what the 5th quarter looks like in the Bahamas. Beautiful, isn't it? Hey, Professor Leckrone, if you're watching, it'd be a great way to go out tomorrow, wouldn't it? Just saying. 53-46 Virginia. They stay undefeated. Wisconsin suffers its first loss. Happ has 22 points, 15 rebounds, but the Badgers had 13 turnovers, only 2 of 11 from three-point range. Badgers back at the Kohl Center Tuesday for the Big Ten ACC Challenge when they host NC State at 8. There was a Big Ten football game today in Nebraska at Iowa. That's former Monona Grove star Torrin Young with a touchdown. He had 18 carries, 83 yards today. But it's tied with 2 seconds left in a driving rain. Iowa kicker Miguel Racinos drilled a 41-yard field goal to win it. Final score, Iowa 31, Nebraska 28. The Cornhuskers finished the season 4-8. Alex Hornibrook still listed as questionable for tomorrow's Badger football game against Minnesota at 2:30 at Camp Randall. Offensive tackle David Edwards won't play with a left arm injury. 16 Badger seniors will play their final home game tomorrow. The senior class has a record of 41-11. They're 10-1 in trophy games, like the one for Paul Bunyan's Axe tomorrow. These seniors certainly have carried the legacy of Wisconsin football well.
It's, our time as seniors, and it's a different feeling, not being the younger guys anymore, and it's your turn to lead the team out there, next week. So it's something different, and I'm very excited to get after it.
Believe it or not, Jimmy Graham appears to be on track to play for the Packers Sunday night in Minnesota, even though he has a broken thumb. Mike McCarthy says Graham caught passes pretty well in practice, even though his left thumb was all taped up. If the Packers win Sunday, their playoff chances get a big boost. If the Packers lose Sunday, their playoff hopes might be over. Packer players seem to be tuned into that.
Yeah. I think it's, especially it being, against the Vikings, I think it'll put us tied with them in the division if we win. So yeah, this is an important one.
For a team to take off the way we need to take off, we need those plays to jump out, those wild plays. We need, something to rocket ship us to where we need to go.
The Badger volleyball team has already won its match today in straight sets at Rutgers, which is no surprise because Rutgers hasn't won a Big Ten match yet this season. Wisconsin plays at Penn State tomorrow, and both Badger hockey teams are in action tonight. The women's team plays at Harvard at LeBon Arena at 7. The men's team is already starting its game at Michigan. No score first period.
All right, Jay, thank you. And Gary's here with a final check of your forecast.
Some rain showers out there right now. No problems with travel for tonight, but there is a winter storm watch south and east of Dane County, 6 a.m. Sunday morning through midnight Sunday night. This is what we're looking for as far as snow totals Sunday and Sunday night. So keep that in mind when you're driving, especially toward the end of the holiday weekend.
All right, thank you, Gary. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10.